Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Refrigerant Checkup with Dr. Chuck. This is part 3 of a 3-part series, side-by-side comparison, 454B and 410A, our legacy and our new refrigerant of choice for residential air conditioning, light commercial, some chillers and other places. If you hadn't caught part 1 and 2, part 1 was really about the product and the cylinder and the jug, what was changing there, what was staying the same. Part 2, a little more of the performance of 454B as compared to 410A. And today I want to talk about the application of it and what you'll need to know kind of from a hands-on perspective. So as you've probably heard about A2Ls, they are only going to be put in new equipment. So 454B will only be in systems designed for 454B, and it is not a replacement for 410 in those old systems. The new systems will be equipped to safely handle A2L refrigerants, and the OEMs are putting a lot of design into those systems, leak detection systems, RDS systems, sensors, as well as the mitigation, the extra ventilation, the fans, turning off the electrical, turn on fans is appropriate if a leak is detected. So you're going to want to study the information, installation, and procedures from the particular OEM of the piece of equipment that has 454B in it. And those installations also will have to be according to your local building codes and take into account all the industry safety standards and applicable codes of the places and spaces where we'll be installing A2L units. I may have mentioned in part 2 of this mini series, 454B does have a small glide, a little bit more than 410, but again, using dew point to set to superheat, taking liquid out of the refrigerant jug, and it is okay to top that off in the field should it handle anything associated with the minimal glide. You can tell when you look at the properties of these side by side, the pressure temperature profiles are a very good match, the thermodynamic properties, the materials and compatible materials, the lubricants. We're still going to be on POE, probably the exact same POE that was used for 410 is going to be what's used for 454B. You're also going to have very similar designs. These systems are going to look a lot like the systems, the 410A systems you're used to using. Just an example of something that changes slightly, but it shouldn't change much. You know, when you're installing a system and you need to add a little field charge to make up for some extra line set you may have had to run on a particular installation, here's the numbers you would use for 410. Here's the numbers you would use for 454B. So for instance, if you're looking at a 7/8 inch liquid line, you would put in about 3 1/4 extra ounces per foot of that line if it was 410A. If you're on 454B, you're actually going to use a little less, closer to 3 ounces per extra foot. So again, slight changes, but the best practices, everything we've learned, all going to apply here in 410, in the transition from 410 to 454B. And again, things that we should have been doing or were best practices, some of them may be required, flowing nitrogen when we're brazing, proper evacuation, pulling vacuum, purging circuits, all that. Always been good practice. Some of it now going to be required as we move to the A2L refrigerants. Finally, the tools. Most of your tools won't change. We do need to have A2L rated recovery machines, vacuum pumps. Most of that equipment is out there and available today. Talk to your OEMs or your supply houses. They can get you hooked up if you need that information. And finally, our service vans are our trucks. Everything there pretty much going to stay the same. You can carry up to 440 pounds of these flammable refrigerants with no special placarding in your truck. It is okay for 454B for it to be stored horizontal cylinders. It's always good practice, again, to have those relief devices, pressure relief devices, oriented at the 12 o'clock position up so that they are interfacing with the vapor space in a refrigerant cylinder, an added safety precaution. But again, all the same best practices that you learned and have been using with 410A, very applicable to 454B. Again, it's a lower GWP refrigerant, it's mildly flammable, only used in new equipment, not to replace 410A. And we hope you're successful. We hope you take advantage of one of our in-depth training sessions. We're offering them frequently, and always please feel free to reach us back here at Chemours at the Discovery Hub at our laboratories. We have a great technical support team of engineers who answer our 800 number are ready and willing to help anything you need to be successful. Again, thank you so much for following this channel. Thanks for all your feedback. I get a lot of feedback from people. Thanks for the tips and the ideas. And again, stay safe, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. So long.